So we're going to go from Morocco now to Ghana, and we have Dr. Samuel Kwadwo from the office of the the president of Ghana, correct? So thank you so much. One of the things he told us was he wants our questions, like what questions do you have about opportunity in Ghana? So he's here for us, and I really do want to say thank you, sir, for this opportunity. I really feel honored to have you. So yes, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, and greetings to all the participants and fellow panelists. Just as have been introduced, I'm Samuel Kwadwo from Bon, a technical economic advisor at the Office of the President. So Ghana is, most people actually think that Africa is one country. I think it's important. Anytime I have an opportunity, I like to explain that Africa is a continent, just like other continents, and we have different countries within the continent. So Ghana is one of the countries within Africa continent, and we are located in the western part of Africa. We have a population of about 30 million. So we are not too small, we are not too big, depending on the country that you're coming from or you're comparing us with. Investment opportunities in Ghana is what I'll be talking about. And I'll zero down to manufacturing as you requested. So Ghana is a country that attracts a lot of investors. We always encourage people to come and invest in Ghana because of the vast opportunities that are here. Ghana is a very stable country when it comes to democracy. We've never had a civil war. We've not had government interruption for the past almost 40 years now. We've had elections where there have been a couple of change of government here and there. We've had change of government democratically. So Ghana is democratically stable. So it therefore makes it very a clean environment, a stable democratic environment for people to invest. Aside our democratic credentials, we also have security, which is safe. Ghana is a safe country, security-wise. Those who are in Ghana as investors, those who have been coming for one reason or the other, whether trade, whether other form of business or tourism, they'll tell you Ghana is very, very safe. So that is one thing that we boast of. So those who have the interest in investing in Ghana, in manufacturing industry or any other industry, Ghana is a very good place for them to look at. We are located in a very good position within the world, globally. We are just about 8 hours on the average from Europe and US. So just about 8 hours you are in Ghana if you are from Europe or you are from US. Economically, we are doing well. I think our first speaker spoke about Ghana, and he said a lot about Ghana and how economically we are performing. Inflation-wise, for a long time now, we've had single-digit inflation. Depreciation, our currency depreciation has also been quite stable relatively compared to other countries or some years ago. So we have our banking system. We just had a cleanup in the banking system. So the banks that we have in Ghana now that are operating are solid. They are banking systems that we can boast of, and they will know that when investors use that medium for banking, their monies will be safe. So macroeconomics, we are also doing well. And we've tried as much as possible to make sure that we improve our business environment to enable investors come in and enjoy their stay. So when you look at the rank of ease of doing business, Ghana has been ranked about 114th in the world. Worldwide, you may say it's not the best. Yes, we are trying to do better. But even with that rank, we are #1 in West Africa when it comes to ease of doing business. So that shows that we are doing our best to make it easier for investors to be able to operate in Ghana. the vice president or the president of Ghana agenda, which is being championed by the vice president, is to make this economy what we call a digitized economy, the Ghanaian economy to become a digitized economy. So as much as possible, we try to let digitization in most of the things that we do. The essence is to do away with corruption, because when documents and money exchange hands, that is where corruption comes in. The other essence of the digitization is to make things easier and the processes easier. So if most of the things that you want to do are through internet, through digitized, there wouldn't be the way where people will talk about information or document getting missing. They can't find documents where things will have to delay. So that is why we are driving the system of digitization, or how we call the digitized economy. Now, there are a lot of opportunities in Ghana, just like any other African country. When it comes to raw materials, Ghana, we boast of a lot of raw materials. And that is where I'm so much interested in investors who want to come in and invest in the manufacturing industry. We have the raw materials, but unfortunately, we export these raw materials without processing them and then having them in the product. I was happy when, during one of the presentations, you in particular mentioned cocoa, for instance, which could have been turned into chocolate. You know, the whole world, we are our second largest producers of cocoa, I mean, after Cote d'Ivoire. But unfortunately, I mean, little is processed in Ghana. The cocoa is exported out of the country. And interestingly enough, we have a company in Korea which produce cocoa, and they've written on it, or the brand name is Ghana. So that's the interesting thing. Their chocolate is called Ghana. And you ask yourself, I'm sure maybe because of the quality of the bean, the Ghanaian cocoa bean, which you know is ranked as the best, they are using it for marketing purposes. So we have a lot of natural resources. We have raw materials that people who are interested in manufacturing, they will not have challenges when it comes to raw materials. We have gold. I mean, that's why Ghana used to be called Gold Coast, because of the gold that we have in Ghana. We still have a lot of gold. Unfortunately, just as cocoa, we export the raw without necessary processing it. We have aluminum, we have diamond, we have bauxite, we have timber. So, I mean, we have all these raw materials that those who are interested in the manufacturing industry can take advantage of. Agriculture-wise too, we are doing very well. The government of Ghana today has a program, a flagship program, which is called Planting for Food and Jobs. The essence is to encourage the youth in Ghana to go into agriculture. Gone are the days where we see agriculture to be meant for illiterates or those who do not have formal education. Because of that, even though we have about 60% of our Ghanaian population in agriculture, we are mainly into subsistence agriculture farming. We are not into commercial farming. So the essence of the government is to encourage more people to go into farming, see farming also as a business, go into farming to produce, for us to be able to produce more agricultural produce. And because of that, for the past 3 years, we've had a lot of agricultural produce that even some of these produce get rotten. I mean, like tomatoes, this kind of produce, they get rotten, that we don't have manufacturing companies to be able to manufacture, maybe let's say 10 tomatoes out of these raw tomatoes that we have. So we have a lot of raw materials that are available for manufacturing companies. Aside all these things, the government has also tried to put up initiatives to help boost investment in Ghana. So there are a lot of investment advantages. I mean, we have tax holidays for people who want to invest in Ghana. We also have another flagship program, which we call One District, One Factory, where the government is trying to promote that every district in Ghana should have at least one factory. The essence is to engage the youth, to prevent the youth from traveling to look out for greener pastures. Just like my sister said, that happens in Morocco. It happens, I think, all over Africa, where they think that the best place to go and to work harder and make money is to go to Europe or America. They are forgetting that, I mean, whatever you're going to do over there, most of the raw materials are taken from here in Africa to go and develop over there. So we have these opportunities there that we call One Village, One Dam. We have One Village, One Dam to support the agriculture sector. And we also have One District, One Factory. So all those who want to set up factory within the district, we have a whole secretariat, which is under the Ministry of Trade and Industry, which also has a supervision under the Office of the President to help promote these industries within every district in Ghana. So we have tax holidays and other incentives for those who are interested in setting up factories within the various districts in Ghana. So we have all these opportunities out there for people who are interested in investing in manufacturing industry. When it comes to energy, we don't have a problem in Ghana. We have a very stable energy for the past 3 years. We have a very stable energy. We are even trying to export energy to Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, and Togo. We've been doing that over the years, but about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, when we had energy crisis, we had to reduce what we sell out to our neighboring countries. But now we've been able to overcome that problem. For the past 3 years, we've had a very stable energy. We don't have any issues with electricity anymore. So those who are interested in investing in Ghana, they don't have a problem when it comes to power. We have solar that is available. We have hydro energy that is available to anybody who wants to, any of the means of energy that they want to use for their manufacturing industry, we have it available. And Ghana, as we always pride ourselves, is the gateway to Africa, gateway to West Africa. We are always available to assist and to help anyone who is willing to invest. Thank you.
Wow, wow. First of all, one thing that Ghana has done really well when it comes to tourism, and last year you did the Year of the Return. That got rave reviews here in America. That was fantastic. It boosted the Ghana brand. I think your president was well celebrated, not just in first generation Africans, but actually indigenous African Americans that are trying to reconnect back to the continent. I think his statement in terms of the Year of the Return, that must have generated a lot of forex for your tourism industry. Yeah. So I say, what's next? That's something, if it works, keep it going. I think that's something you need to keep moving forward, because we do have African Americans leaders, and one person in particular that I would love to find a way to introduce you on. I think George Joseph Wood, I see you online. Both of you need to sit down and have a conversation. George Wood is the Washington County judge. He'll be speaking to us tomorrow, but I want to use this opportunity to make a key introduction. He is an elected official in America, in Arkansas, in one of the most vibrant counties in America that houses key global brands. So when you think of agriculture and supply chain and logistics, within his county in Arkansas, he has direct oversight to that community. Not only that, he was also the Deputy Secretary of State, I hope I got that right, for the state of Arkansas before this role. And that job is basically overseeing business creation in the states. So he has, I'm just so much looking, but I would love for Ghana and George Joseph Wood to connect. Okay. Because again, it's not enough. We can talk about this opportunity, but I want to see exploration of, say, okay, this is what Ghana is trying to do, and now you can land it at a local community. Because I also say something here that we got as feedback in 2018 when we hosted the first edition in Arkansas. This is the third edition. The University of Arkansas. So Arkansas is the largest exporter of rice in the United States. So when it comes to agriculture, agribusiness, end-to-end supply chain logistics, you don't get better than that state. But one of the feedback we got from the University of Arkansas from a professor said that a lot of countries around the world send students and sponsor students to come and learn agribusiness. Right? So this is what I say. Just because we want trade doesn't mean it happens.
Yeah.
This professor told me, but we don't see Africans explore. We are the best. We know what agribusiness is. Even one of our speakers was the immediate past CEO of Tyson Foods. Tyson Foods is a $40 billion chicken business. Chicken. Yeah. And that sits in just George Woods County as well. So these are resources. These are access to knowledge, to information. So as you're working with your youth on ground in Ghana to encourage them to go into farming, guess what? There is a business side of farming. Okay. That takes it to another level. Yeah. That you actually wear suit and tie. So for example, the video we played at the beginning was Westrock Coffee. Yeah. Westrock Coffee is an agri business. Right? And so those are the connections we want to start making to say, okay, if Ghana is trying to evolve and develop, we can connect you to key stakeholders that you can sit down with and say, this is what you need to think about. You need to take your youth through this type of education so they can start looking at supply chain, what we call farm to market. Farm, you know, when you talk about the same thing you see in tomatoes, Dr. Andrew also said the same thing is happening in Nigeria, where you go to the farm, now you're having yields, but because you've not looked at the entire supply chain, we're not having the next challenge. How do we process? Yeah. So I'm happy to have those conversations because that's the next step. To see your government in terms of the progress you are making, I say fantastic, but we have connections to those that have done what we are trying to do. And the next thing is how can we to go forward. So that's, I tell you, Ghana is right there in my books. It's Thank you. Yes, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful global reputation. That's your leadership. And I know this is an election year, so I have my own personal feelings, but I won't put my mouth there. Okay, let's see. Do we have questions? This is the time, guys. We have, someone here that, sits right there at the helm of affairs for the country of Ghana. I know Rahama, you're on the call. I'll start calling your names. Do you want to jump on in this conversation and just say hi? Rahama is one of our speakers, but she also serves, she'll be speaking tomorrow, but she serves on the Presidential Advisory Council for President Trump on doing business in Africa. So she actually has, yes, she sits on the committee in terms of US-Africa trade, and tomorrow she's going to be sharing with us. I believe she also does some amazing work, but again, I'm using this opportunity. I'm a connector. I love connecting people. So please, I'm calling them out because I want those conversations and that network connection to happen. I want to force it to happen. Okay.
Thank you so much for that.
Oh, yes, I'm glad. Do you want to say something just now?
Oh, no, I thought the presentation was really good. Dr. Samuel, it's a pleasure to meet and connect with you. I'm Ghanaian American from Tamale on my mom's side.
Wow.
Working and doing business in Africa is incredibly important, and my entire business model, Shea Aline, is supporting living wage creation for women who produce shea butter. And so that experience of what Toyin is talking about in terms of value addition and really creating and building the entire ecosystem and ensuring that women have the tools from taking a raw material, adding value, and then bringing that value-added product to market.
Thank you. Great, great.
So, Dr. Samuel, Rahama is your ambassador for Ghana.
I can see that.
so you need to claim her and find a way to plug her in, right? She has incredible government level access in America to be a game changer for you.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So one thing I'm going to call out again is that the conversations we're having today doesn't end on this call. We do have our platform where conversations are already happening, and we want to keep those conversations going. I'll see technically if there's a way for me to move the questions into that forum so that our speakers can continue engaging, because we do want to hear success stories. We do want to hear things happening. I know in Michigan, I know Honorable Akinyemi, I'm now using the opportunity to call out people because I know those people. He's doing incredible work in Michigan, where he's actually connecting the local community in Michigan back to Africa. Honorable Akinyemi, I know this is impromptu, but I'm using this opportunity because I want to shine light on the great work that Africans are doing here so that we can connect it back to Ghana in practical terms. So, Honorable Akinyemi, I'm going to give you access to talk. I just want you to say hello to Ghana and just a brief moment to just say something about your work in Michigan. You need to unmute. Are you there? I know I'm doing something impromptu, but I love this type of connection. Okay, if we're not able to make that connection here, Honorable Akinyemi, please do reach out through the platform. I want I want us to be able to shine light on that and to see what we can do with Ghana. So Michigan, Ghana, right? Because they're trying to create a local agribusiness store, like African store, a community African store in Michigan. So if there are items Ghana wants to export, you actually have people ready to buy from Ghana on this call, right? So those are the type of connections we need to make. So any questions? Do we have any questions? I also want to say something, is that I look forward to an opportunity to also do maybe like a road show, because not everybody, what you just shared with us, I think more people need to hear about it. And in practical terms, I know, for example, textile is an opportunity with your ethnic outfits. I know my African-American sisters and brothers, they look for those items. When Black Panther came out last year, I believe, people were going to the movies and wearing African outfits. But what I tell people is that China beat us to it because we hadn't grown the supply.
Yeah.
So African swords were being sold by China.
It's true. It's true.
So what are we going to do about that? I'm showing all of this because I think this is a unique opportunity. We want to come up with a solution. Say Ghana as a point of reference for us to connect back to America and do business, real business, buying, selling, exporting. That's what I want us to come out of this conversation. So this is a good beginning. You're a great resource for us. And I don't know if you have any questions for us as well, or any challenge to everybody listening today.
I'm excited to be part of this program, this summit, and also to be given the opportunity to talk about Ghana and the investment opportunities in Ghana. You just raised a very important point that I don't want to use the word breaks my heart, but it touches me so much. That is about China. We can't blame Chinese for what they do because it's business. I mean, in business, people want to make money. And it is us, the Africans, I always tell my Ghanaians that we take the sample of our products there for them to make those things. It's funny enough, you see, like you said, our local textiles, our local clothing being sold in China. Naturally, they are not as of a good quality as they are in Ghana because of the way we do it. Like our kente. Our kente is woven. It's not machine, it's woven. But you see the cheaper type produced from China, and then they come and, I won't use the word dump. I mean, if you can forgive me for that, dump it in Ghana. And unfortunately, our people go and buy it because it is a little bit cheaper. So it's a challenge, and this challenge actually makes it difficult for the local industry, especially the manufacturing industry, to be able to withstand the test of time. So as government, we try our best to see how, because we cannot stop importation of these products from China, free trade, and these are some of the disadvantages that free trade comes with. So what we try to do is to support our local industry financially, and also to give them the enabling environment to be able to compete favorably with these products. As much as possible, we also bring in our Standard Board Authority, which is a regulatory institution, government institution, to make sure that some of these products that come into the country, not because we want to fight against importation, but we want to make sure that they meet the quality. As much as Africa, we have a little financial challenge, doesn't mean that we are that poor for cheap things to be dumped onto us, because at the long run, those cheap things become expensive, because you buy them today, tomorrow they are spoiled. You have to spend another money to buy another one again. So we have this regulatory body that makes sure that the produce that are imported into the country meet the needed standard. But because they enjoy economy of scale, which we try to compete with, our industries struggle. But we also try our best. Like I said earlier, there are a lot of opportunities. There are a lot of government, financial assistance and other support that we give to our local industry to be able to compete with these importations that come from outside. So gradually we are getting there. I've always believed in Africa. I mean, I'm one of the guys who believe that we are going to make it. I just believe that once we have the new crop of young guys who believe in our continent, we are dedicated in making sure that we'll not be selfish. We'll do everything we can to do away with corruption. We are not going to think about ourselves today, but rather to set a good foundation for the next generation. I'm sure we'll be able to get there. And I believe so much that we'll definitely get there one day. And I'm sure once we put things in place, with this free trade, intercontinental African trade that is coming on board, Ghana, we are lucky to be hosting it. I'm sure we put Africa together and we'll be able to support one another, and we'll get there. I believe so much in Africa. I believe that with the support of our brothers and sisters from other parts of the continent and other continents as well, I'm sure they will support us and we'll be able to get there.
Absolutely. And to say Africa believes in you as well in Ghana. And I want to say congratulations on being selected to house the Secretariat for the African Continental Free. That's a big one.
Yeah.
That is a big one, because what it signals is literally Ghana becomes an headquarters among nations. And
I'm fortunate to be part of the technical team that is putting things together for the Secretariat.
Oh, that's
so I'm deeply involved in that. Yes.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. Like I said in our opening kickoff, Ambassador Albert Muchanga and the team that actually puts it together, they were at this event last year. They actually flew in from Addis Ababa. So, they gave a speech on Continental Free Trade Agreement and then the bank as well. So yes, we're watching that very, very closely. One of the things I would say though, that within the Ghana diaspora, I think we need to do more work in terms of showcasing everything you just described, because not just Ghana diaspora, but the African diaspora in general. We want to be a part of that future of Africa, but who do we work with? And I know, for example, in Nigeria, they've actually had to create a commission on diaspora engagement at the presidential level. So they actually created, they passed the law and they created a permanent seat that actually advises the president in engaging a diaspora. And the person in charge of that commission, she's following what we are doing as well, Honorable Abike Dabiri. So interesting to see if there's something like that in Ghana, because mobilizing the diaspora and engaging them, because some want to come back home, but they want to understand what they're coming back home to do. And they're bringing knowledge, they're bringing expertise, they're bringing investments, as well, and they are connectors to investors as well. So that's an opportunity I see for Ghana, but as well other countries in Africa.
Yeah, we also have an office like that at the Office of the President.
Fantastic.
Which is called Diaspora office.
Mm.
So anybody from the diaspora who has interest in investing in Ghana or needing any assistance, if they cannot go to the other institutions, once they go to the diaspora office, they'll be assisted. So we also have a secretariat like that at the Office of the President.
Okay, Raham, there's a question that just came in. How is the One Village, One Factory program in Ghana going? So from Raham.
Okay, so we have One Village, One Dam, which is different from one district, one factory.
Okay.
Now, One Village, One Dam is the objective is to build small small dams at the villages in the northern part of Ghana, where we have only one raining season. In Ghana, in the southern part, we have 2 raining seasons. So they're able to, agriculture in the southern part of Ghana, they're able to have 2 seasons. But in the northern part, where we have a major food basket, unfortunately, we have only 1 rainy season. And you know, in Africa, or I mean, our part of the world, we depend heavily on rain. We don't have the irrigation system, advanced irrigation system. So the objective is for every village or every community to have a dugout that they can use during the dry season to be able to serve like an irrigation system for their communities. So far, we've not been able to achieve. Our objective is to make sure that every community within the northern sector is able to have that dam. We started building a lot. Some are done, and we still have some that are yet to be built. So we are on course, and we are hoping that as we continue at the rate that we are going, we should be able to cover, because there are a lot of communities in the northern part of Ghana. So, but we are on course. The One District, One Factory is also the same, like I said earlier. It's also a flagship program. A lot of districts are also having factories. The challenge we have is that some of the districts that do not have any factory as at now has to do with the availability of raw materials. So what is happening is that some of the investors have taken it upon themselves, especially those who want to go into agriculture, processing of agriculture produce. They've taken it upon themselves to support either the local farmers or to start up their own farms, large-scale farms, that will be able to supply their factory. So that's what they are doing now. And then before they start the factory itself, because you should be able to have source of raw materials. And some of these factories, you need a continuous source of raw material. You wouldn't want to be just a seasonal raw material, because that will increase your cost of production. So they are trying to support the various agriculture groups within that district, so that once they have a regular supply, they are certain on having a regular supply of raw materials, then they'll build their factory. So we have proposals for almost every district in the country. So these factories are at the various stages. Already we have over 71 that are already operating, and we have others also at different stages that are ongoing now.
Wow. So those investors, could you give us an idea of, are they African indigenes or foreign players, or a mix of both?
They are all mixed. Most of them are either 100% Africans or Ghanaians. Others have joint ventures with non-Ghanaians or non-Africans. So they are mixed. They are mixed, both Africans and non-Africans, because it is open to everyone who is interested in investing in Ghana.
Right. So one thing I want to just use that opportunity to call out is that one of the messaging I'm also sharing with our community, our diaspora community, is that this type of opportunities, as individuals, they may not be able to capture. But when they start pooling resources, because I suspect that's what's going on, is that people are coming together as a team of 5, of 10, pulling resources together and building factories. Because the reason I'm calling this out is, if you study China and how China became China, that's what they did. An individual doesn't just say, I want to build a factory, right? True. So what they would do is they'll come as family, as friends, they help each other build that factory. When one factory is established, then they help the other person to establish their factory, because these are back-breaking investments intensive initiatives, because I'm trying to make sure that people don't feel discouraged when they hear factory and they say, oh, I don't have $1 million, I don't have 2 million, right? I don't have that investment. But the reality is, this is why we all need to start thinking as a community of people, you know, because that's what drives my work, is realizing that as Africans, individually, we're one of the most individually successful people in the world, but as a group.
No.
So as individuals, doctors, lawyers, we're up there, vice president, but as a group, but the opportunities that is presenting to us every day, that you're presenting to us today, I want to say it's not for individuals.
It's true.
Unless you're like Scott Ford, that, you know, independently wealthy. But I'm saying we need to start thinking differently about capture. We have the economic advisor of the, you know, office of the president speaking to us, right? Yeah. He's telling us, this is what we're doing, this is what we're, like, for me, I want to see people coming together and say, okay, how are we going to capture? How are we going to do this? We may not have the answer, but we're going to figure it out. We will give ourselves 2 years where we want one factory. We want one factory to process. You talked about tomato. It just starts with deciding to do this and then coming together as a group. So that's something I also just wanted to call out, because sometimes it could sound discouraging and people will think, oh, these opportunities are only for foreigner. Now, what I just described, if we don't do it, let me paint a picture that scares me. Let's fast forward 20 years from now. And let's say China owns manufacturing in Africa. Let's say 80% of manufacturing in Africa is owned by Chinese firms, because that's the trajectory if we don't do something. Yeah. What that means is that they actually own Africa. Because, yes, that's because
it's true. I agree.
Owns the workforce.
It's true.
Manufacturing owns the people, owns the workforce. Yeah. And because they own the workforce, they own the government.
Yeah.
You don't have to be an elected official to be.
No.
So that's, it's just because I'm a futurist, we think 20, 30 years. I'm just saying, if we do nothing, and we think those opportunities you're telling us about, that is just for other big people. No, the big people, they're going to banks. The reason we also have banks like Afro-Exim Bank is if a group of 10 people can create a sound business. And I know I'm solving right now, and this is me, this is what I do offline, is let me just solve right now. From a business development standpoint, let's say 10 people come together, they create a solid business plan, working with you, and you have the access, and you can literally point to the, you know, you can give them the GPS location of this land, yeah. Right?
Yeah, sure.
This is everywhere, exactly. This is not land in space that we don't know about.
No.
You can tell us this land is earmarked for one factory.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, do you know we could table that before Afro-Exim Bank?
It's true.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
So I'm challenging us to start thinking differently, and that's why the strategic, the way the people we bring to these platforms, they are connectors, and we want to connect the dots. Because sometimes we bring people and say, oh, why did you bring this person? No, we can connect the dots. You need land, you need investment, you need expertise, you need technical expertise. Connect the dots. And let's start.
I agree. Yeah.
And finally, from my side, I'll tell a story. When I was with Walmart, through my work and talking about nations and what are nations doing, I was connected to a very important woman in Vietnam, responsible for everything coming out of Cambodia and Vietnam.
Wow.
And she told me and said, after listening to me, and I said, Africa, she said, Toyin, everything you're saying about Africa sounds like where we were 15 years ago. It's the same thing. We were begging people to come and invest. We were pleading, we were giving concessions, we were asking people, come to Vietnam. But she said, people didn't listen to us, but the people who took the risk, 15 years after, they owned the market. If you
Wow.
want to penetrate Vietnam now, it's almost impossible. The people we trained and we helped get deals and they built factories, they're the ones, they own the market now. So she said, all the things you're saying about Africa are literal opportunities. And I can tell you from my experience, you know, it's not always going to be that case. So that's my own wrap up to say, thank you so much for sharing the opportunities with us.
You're welcome.
You're
welcome.
People listening, this is the time. It's not 5 years from now. It's now.
No. Yeah.
Today. It's today. And thank you so much. We'll continue the conversation, you know, after on the platform as well. It's such an honor. Greetings to everybody back home. And
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay. Clapping for you, virtual clap.